Welcome. This is Play by Play episode 25. Merry Christmas, everybody. Well, early Merry Christmas, right? You get an early one. I am your host, Moandogg Gaming. My
Hey,
co-host, Max Chambliss. What's happening?
hey, what's going on, man?
You all right over there?
Yeah, no. My headphones. Once again, I thought I fixed it, but whatever.
Yeah,
Just gonna have to get through it.
the frustration of Max and these headphones right before we started talking here was awesome. So he's about ready to throw those things
Yeah,
out the window. I think he got spoiled from the
yeah,
PlayStation headphones.
yeah. These headphones are killing me. Usually these Astros are pretty good, but I don't know what it is. I probably need to update it. I ain't even thought about that before we started our podcast
What,
and
like a
stuff.
firmware
So
update or a purchase update?
no firmware update
Okay.
and stuff.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
hey, I
So what's
mean,
been going on, man?
nothing. Well, I should say nothing. Just getting prepared for Christmas, right? So, I mean, it's this year won't be the same as every other year that we normally have. So you just kind of gotta bear with it. So with the wife and I, we plan on just dropping gifts off to everybody. So hopefully, people stay at their homes and we can drop gifts off. So tomorrow is the day we're actually going to start dropping stuff off. So if people are not there, I'll send a message and try to hide it somewhere in their backyard or something. I don't have nothing that's super expensive to go out to everybody but my house, so I'm not worried about if something was get stolen. But I mean, the thought counts, right? You can't really sit at home and because of the numbers of COVID and spend time with your family and stuff like that because you want to protect your loved ones. So it's real cautious this year, as far as the whole Christmas thing. And it's been hard trying to clean the house because me working still, stuff due at the end of the year, and then the wife is out. She's off work, but she's been out trying to do the Christmas shopping and get stuff for everybody, and then having to come home and do all that stuff. So and it's just been hard, man, putting all this stuff together. And then school, I had my finals last week and this week, so that hasn't helped. So it's been pretty busy. But as far as gaming, like I told you earlier, I said I've been playing the Xbox like crazy, and the reason being because I bought Cyberpunk and I've been playing that. But again, right now, Halo still
Oh, so
has
what'd
my
you think of
attention.
Cyberpunk?
Well, we get into it later once I know how your week went. you know,
Oh,
but I do got some I
nothing
do got
much.
some saying on it. But we'll talk about it in a little bit. What's up?
Yeah, yeah. Hold on for just 1 second.
The headphones, so I continue to talk. But I've been playing Halo like crazy. Halo has been. I don't know. I just got back into that groove with Halo. I love the competition that I've been having, and every time I play, it's just been much better. Oh, also, go on my page. I got some highlights on there. I did some video editing and captured some of my gameplay. So I got one. Where it's nothing but all sniper highlights, and it's awesome. You got to see these people and what I'm doing to them and all that stuff. It's horrible, But it's only a few. It's not like it's 100 of them in there. But I've been having a ball just play. I want to know if we're going to see Max throw his headset out the window. He has one right there. Anyway, but yeah, that's all I've been dealing with is as far as the Halo. I still got a PlayStation 5. I did download God of War because I do want to try that. I still need to get Ghost of Tsushima. Max is telling me I need to get that. And I've heard so much good stuff about it, and I know it plays at 60 frames. So I need to play it. Everybody keeps telling me about it and haven't played it yet. I need to play it. But I do want to start God of War first. I still got to finish Assassin's Creed. That's another one that I have to do. As far as try to complete my games. I mean, Max and my buddy Ralph and I, we've already created. We already beat. What is it? Godfall. We beat Godfall and we beat Spider-Man. So, and then a couple of our other buddies have already grabbed PlayStation 5. So those are also starting to become more available. So one of our buddies been looking for so long, he finally got one. And one of our other buddies, when he mentioned it to the rest of our friends, he was like, I got one too. So our buddies are getting them slowly but surely. But
Quick.
but I don't know how it is for everybody else.
Just died on me. See if I can do something.
You better plug up some what do you call it? Those cheap earbuds. Go to Five Below real quick. He can't hear me, so I get to talk as much trash as I want. Oh man, I want to know
Why is
if I
it
should
not
put like a
working?
countdown on here for Max to get frustrated before he throws his headset or slaps the mic. Um, I guess I'm doing a commentary over here, and whatever. I mean, look at him. He is just in awe of
Why
trying to
is
get
it
these
not
headphones on,
doing?
or get the headphones working. Anyway, but anyway, yeah, man. So couple of cool things happened this week. I know I placed an order in for so when I know I say it every time that I redid my studio, and it's like the little stuff that counts, right? So I went on Amazon. I wanted like a cool looking mouse pad. I didn't want like the expensive Corsair or the what do you call it? The HyperX, the huge XL mouse pads and stuff like that. But I wanted to get something that I enjoy, and I like playing Final Fantasy. And one of my favorite characters is Cloud Strife. So I don't know what made me think about it, but I just went on Amazon and was like, I don't know if they got a Cloud Strife mouse pad. And sure enough, I was able to pick one up. And I love this thing. I fell completely in love with this mouse pad, and it feels so good. I mean, it's not like a pro gamer mouse pad or anything like that, but it feels so good in my hand. It feels brand new because the other one I had, it was, hold on, I'll show you. I think I still got it. Here it is. This thing is to smithereens. If you can see what I was dealing with. So, and I've had this thing for years, but it's like this one. It was pretty cool. I think I got it from Michael Center, and it was I think it was like $15 I paid for it. And it does have that extension where I can further, shoot the mouse over when I'm playing competitive games. But this small Cloud Strife one is pretty nice, and I like it. So, I'm not complaining too much about it. But it looks so good on my desk setup. Oh, and also, now that I'm still ranting until Max get it together, um, I released a new YouTube video, so if you go on my Facebook page, I have it pinned in my description. But you know what? I'll paste it in here. But I updated my monitor. So
yeah, I can read some of the comments, man. I don't know what's wrong with the headset right. It's just acting up right now. I'm probably gonna have to play the audio through my computer.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Do you have a wire plug in?
Actually, hold on for a minute. Now it's working all of a sudden.
Uh-oh, there it is. That's what happens when you buy those cheap $10,000 Astro headphones.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. This thing is just, I don't know. It was working fine earlier, and then like off the fritz, but whatever. All right. Yep.
Good, because I was running out of stuff to talk about. I was talking my butt through, and then some of us just kind of looked at you.
Yeah, for some apparent reason, you keep on cutting off after every other word and stuff like that. I don't know what's going on and stuff like that. It's just acting. I don't know. It's just acting stupid.
No, Wolverine. What I mean is that Astros are expensive, but I was just talking about Max because I was acting like it had lower quality, but you pay so much money for it. But they're good headsets. Yeah. It's just they're old.
Yeah, I got these things like. Oh, there is an update for it. That's probably why it's acting the way it's acting. Give me just 1 second. So keep on talking, Mo.
Oh Jesus, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Yeah. So I don't have my buddy Max here to kind of chip in on a part of the conversation. But I mean, hey, what can you do? But what was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about my new YouTube video. So it's titled. Hold on, let me see if I can. Here it is. Here, I'm gonna put it in the comments. So it's. He said I was talking crap. I know, man. I know. But it was titled.
All right, I got you. I got you through the. I'm talking to you through the computer, so hopefully it's not no back feed going on and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm updating the headphones right now. I guess it was firmware update and stuff. So it's crazy.
Well, you know what? Blue Yeti has a good noise canceling background, whatever they call their whole noise canceling thing. So you should be good as far as listening on PC, because I still don't hear myself. So you're good on that part.
Oh, that's good then. Yeah, that's perfect. So yeah, I'm just playing you through my Mac right now. Okay. So all right, let's go from there. I didn't even know what you was talking about. All I saw was you was showing some stuff, and I was just like, what is going on?
No, I was showing. I did post a picture, but I guess I can show you because I haven't even told you yet. But I picked up a cool.
Well, actually, I don't even think it's my headphones now. I think it could be my Mac.
Oh
I
Jesus!
can't hear nothing.
We were just talking about that earlier.
What is going on? Why is it doing
But here's what I picked up, man. I picked up a Cloud Strife mouse pad. Jesus, I was all proud to show you, and now you're looking at something else. Oh, Wolverine said he saw your Blue Yeti mic video, and he said it was really good. I don't know if you can hear me or if you're reading the comments, but he did. So, but anyway, back to what I was still trying to talk about before Max keeps stopping me. I just made a YouTube video of the Acer B272 BIR monitor upgrade. So the previous monitor I had, it was 24 inches, and it had the horrible negative shift of, you know, whenever you move right or left, the colors or the picture, it just shifts to this horrible feature or horrible display settings to where I can't read the stuff on the screen. And I've had this thing for probably since 2014, 2015. So I've had it for a long time. And I went on Micro Center, and I show how I did it on the video. I went on Micro Center, and I picked the Acer one because the one I have in front of me is the 35-inch FreeSync 1440p 144 hertz HDR monitor. But I'm not gaming or anything. I just needed it for my streaming information. So I went on Micro Center, found something. It was $150, and it still has FreeSync. It still has 75 hertz. It's 1080p, but the screen real estate and just the clear viewing and the smoothness of the 75 hertz is amazing compared to what I had here. I mean, I'm gaming it at a higher quality on my main monitor, the one I'm looking at now, but this thing just completes it. And then what's cool about it is the one in front of me is curved and the one I bought is flat, but I have it in portrait mode. And the bezels and everything match each other. So not only do I got the same brand, but it matches with the series. So it just looks flawless on my desk, and I love the thing. So make sure you check the video out. Here, I'm going to post it right here so you guys can see it. So that's the video for my YouTube. So check it out. Like, subscribe, share, put me out there. I'm starting to get into this thing. Max has been doing it. But I just started getting into the whole YouTube business. I'm thinking about streaming on there. Uh-oh, Max, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, okay. I was rambling.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's still, of course. So hopefully it was just a firmware update or whatever it is. So
yeah. So I was thinking about streaming on YouTube and going back to streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at the same time, because Max and I have the Restream program where we can stream to multiple platforms, and that's how we can get this content out to you guys. So that may be coming shortly.
Bad malfunction and stuff like that. Now it's still doing the same thing too. It's like, hold on for a minute. You know what? Let me try something. I'm about to try something real quick. Maybe it's the base station and stuff.
Well, who knows, Max? Who knows? All right. Well, I'm gonna get into one of our topics here. So which one do I want to do? Because I want to include Max on one of them. You know what? Let's do something that Max hates, and this is what's up? He said it's Apple. Duh. Awesome, Zoe. I love it. But you know what? You can't pull Max off of Apple no matter what. So no matter what you do, what you say, you just can't pull nothing out from it. But one of our topics that I want to touch on is how can I switch? Here we go. Is Amazon Luna cloud gaming service now available on Android? So I haven't tried it out yet. So I can't really mention anything on it, but here's the reason why this is good in a sense, if you're into cloud gaming, is because whenever you have multiple companies like Stadia, Xbox Game Cloud, GeForce Now, and now Luna, and I think there's another one coming out, it makes buying these services much more appreciative because they want to compete with each other, and one person is going to have lower prices than the other. Another one's going to have better services than the other, and nobody is, covering the entire market. So if you're into, if you don't want to buy a console and you want to play AAA titles, Stadia or Xbox Game Cloud, GeForce Now, or now Amazon Luna will be a good option or a good selection you can pick from. So, and I guess, but the way they're doing theirs is like you got to buy a package, and the package will determine what games that you can play and get on there. From my understanding, I can't really speak on it because of I haven't done it yet, but I will, but I don't want to pay nothing up front. I really don't. I already have Xbox Game Cloud, I have Stadia, and I have GeForce Now. But GeForce Now has a free version, and Stadia has Destiny for free that I played with, and then of course I have Game Pass Cloud to where I can play games because I have Xbox Game Pass. So I don't know how I'm gonna fit Amazon Luna into it. All I want to do is check it out. I don't want to keep the service because I have Xbox. So but I just want to try it out. I want to talk about it on here one day, and we'll see. And just give you my opinion, or I may make a YouTube video out on it. I don't know. Max hates cloud gaming right now until it's actually solid. But
Yeah,
we have that option. Yeah, you have that. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, no, I just cut everything to my computer from now on and stuff like that. I don't know what the interference is with my headphones, but whatever. I do what I do.
Yeah, so I picked a subject that you didn't too much care about, so it kind of worked out for the best. So I guess we can move on to the next one. One thing that Max brought up was the Skyrim. Where's it? Here it is. So if you guys are still into Elder Scrolls Skyrim, now they have for PC. It says for PS5 and Xbox Series X. So I got to look further into it. We just got the news today. I just saw it today.
Well, for the Xbox Series X, it does the 60 frames, but not on the PS5 for what I saw. I think the PS5 still runs at 30. I think you mentioned this before we started. You have to put a mod on there, and the Xbox version is the only one that you can put mods on. And the PS version, you can't put mods and stuff. So that's why they was able to get 60 frames on there.
Yeah, and I've had this game for a while. I've been able to play this game at 100, I think over 120 hertz. I think when I had this game, no, I had a 144 hertz monitor, but it was 1080p back in the day when this came out. And I loved it. It was awesome. And I think the graphics card I had at the time was an RX 290X or something. And that's the one I built, and I sold to one of my homeboys, and he uses it, and he still plays it, even though that graphics card is a little outdated. But let's see here. Sorry, I was looking at the comments. But yeah, Skyrim, I've been playing it. It'd be awesome playing on the console with those frame rates, because it's so convenient, of course, with the controller. So if you guys have a Series X, I mean, look into it. Skyrim is fun. I mean, have you played it, Max?
No, that was a game that I just really couldn't get into for the longest time. And I heard that when it was out for, was it did it first come out for PS3 or did it come out on PS4?
It's an older generation game. It's on I think PS3, PS4. It's old, and it kept just remastering it.
Because I remember when I think I play it a little bit, and it was just like the front. It was so choppy. It was so hard to play that game that it just turned me off, and I haven't played it since then. And it seemed like just because it was so graphic intensive, CPU and GPU, that's why the game was like running the way it was running. And so now when it was playing, when they had the updated version, I was able to get 30 frames per second, but it was still like dipping a lot, and I just couldn't play it. So that's why I was just like, I just shelved it. But now they brought it back, and since we got the newer generation, say you could play at higher frames with better graphics, that's all. I was like, oh yeah, I think about playing it again now.
Yeah,
and stuff. So
it'll be a while before I go back to something that old, because now that I put Halo back in my life and I've been playing it like crazy, it'll be a while. I like I said, I have Skyrim. I have it on I have it on Steam. I had it for a long time. I think I bought it when it first came out, and I've been off and on with it. I think they had on the PC, they had a graphics mod you can put on it to make it look like next gen and all that stuff. Fallout 4 is the same way. But what upset me about Fallout 4, I paid full price for the game and only paid 15 minutes of it and never got back on the game. because I start playing other
That's
games.
crazy.
I started playing other games.
Yeah, they even did an update on Fallout. Now it's playing like 4K 60, and it was showing the video, and it looks good. I never was a Fallout person and stuff, but I may just download it just to play it just to see how it looks and stuff. But I mean, it's good. I think it's good to go back on games, backwards compatible games, just to see how it looks on the new next generation PS5 and Xbox Series X. It's just the thing is that it's crazy that you have some games that are so demanding back then, and you really didn't think about it because you're just saying like, well, why this game like sucks so much? But now you go back and play it on your new generation of console, and you be like, oh, I'm not having that issues that I was having before. And stuff. Yeah. It's kind of crazy to see that how much of a difference it makes with these new generation consoles.
Yeah, well, I was looking in the thing now, since we're shifting into newer generation and everything. I think Destiny is it Destiny?
What are you talking about, Destiny?
So Destiny, so you know how we always talk about Call of Duty usually sets the standards of how first person shooters are with the controllers and what they do and all that stuff. So Destiny, I think, set the tone for and a lot of people made videos about it and articles about it of it set the tone of lasting games. Now, you know, when us growing up, when we wanted a better version of a game, you either bought it, you know, or, you know, it wasn't even digital. So, yeah, you either bought the next version of the game and that was it. And you get all the new stuff. And, you know, back then when we were growing up, there was no firmware update or, you know, DLC that came out and that type of stuff. And now that we have that now, starting with, you might as well say starting with the Xbox. The first generation Xbox, when they were, you know, PlayStation 2 had it, but it wasn't as full as the original Xbox where everything was online at the time. You know, they set the whole standard for just online multiplayer is the thing. And ever since our consoles and everything is hooked to the internet, they can utilize a single game almost to the complete life cycle of a console. And so now Halo is taking that type of charge. The Call of Duty is taking that somewhat, but Call of Duty just kind of moved on to more giving you a free game and you buy everything in the game. What is it? Microtransactions. So, you know, all the stuff all the stuff you buy. I mean, but what's the difference though? You go in there, you buy the game, you get a season's pass, you still pay for all that stuff. So to me, it's no difference.
Well, yeah, there is a difference. So where I'm coming from is that the pass, but where I get a little irritated or frustrated is that when you have to, if you want to get a certain weapon and you only can buy it, that's why I don't like microtransactions. Those are the things that I don't like. Oh, I like the skin on this character. Oh, you got to buy it and stuff like that. You can't just unlock it. That's why I don't like Call of Duty for doing and stuff. So it's like the season pass. I don't care if I pay for it, but it's just like buying a particular skin or a mod on a weapon and stuff like that. That's the part that I'm kind of like,
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. I got you. I understand. Yeah, like if you got skin or about weapon, I feel like that should be sense, because if you can pay for a season pass for $14, and they give you 30 plus guns, 10 new maps, and you know, free this and free that, even though it ain't free, then if you're gonna do it, if you're going to give me individual stuff, then it should be 10 cents to add up to the $14. That's how I look at it. But nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to do that as long as, I mean, they make money off of it. I mean, but if people continue to buy it, it's continue to be that way. But I will say, even though a lot of people don't like microtransactions, in the future, it does help us out or getting top tier, you know, full development, next level type of gaming, because they have the money and the funding to pay the developers to do it, because of all the payments and transactions. So yeah, that's all I got to say about Skyrim. We can get into our big topic. Let's see, here it is. So it is Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
So CD Projekt Red is having issues. Well, they've been had issues, but it's getting bad for them. You know.
Yeah.
So only thing I can really say is that I knew it was bad when I saw the article of the investors are going to sue them or started to sue them or they're thinking about suing them. That's bad. That is really bad. The people that invest in you wants to sue you. So there's been reports of PlayStation delivering out refunds. PC is delivering out refunds. Even CD Projekt Red wants to deliver refunds, even though I read they don't really have the power, but they're going to try to do everything they can for the PS4 and the Xbox One portions of the games. And I mean, and I don't know how much money you're going to lose. I did see an article said they sold like 13 million the first day or something. So the money's there, but if you got to give all that money back, man, then I don't know how much that is going to impact them. I will say though, this game is going to be something that's going to be top level in 2021. It's not going to be good. Well, put it this way: the game is good. I'm not saying the game is bad as far as the story and what the game is all about. What's bad is that before you can enjoy the full extent of it, you have to wait until they update this thing to the fullest until it's solid. That's the only thing I can say.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue is that for me, playing on Series X, like I said, I mean, yeah, I told you my glitches that I was having last week and stuff, but like for the PS4, for the PS4 and the Xbox and stuff, yeah, I feel bad for them because it's kind of like it's an unplayable game, and that's why I think people got upset. What they should have done is that they should have just said, you know what, it's not going to work on the PS4 and the Xbox. It's too graphically intense, which it is. It really is. Even PCs are having issues. Like the demand on that game is crazy and stuff like that. Even if you have a 3090 NVIDIA card or the new what was it 6900 AMD, it's so graphically demanding. Game is like you can't, even with its highest settings, I think it dips at like 30 frames per second. So that, just imagine what these what the consoles are doing and stuff. For a PS4 and the Xbox, it's kind of like, oh man, I can see that. They should have just went ahead and just scrapped the whole PS4 and Xbox and just released it on Series X and the PS5 and stuff like that. Because the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, they're not really having too much of issues. I mean, a couple glitches in there, but they already came out with a firmware update to fix those issues. So I don't know. It's like I feel bad for those people.
Here's my common sense part of it. This game has been developing for what, 8-9 years, whatever the case may be. I don't know the exact years, but it's been more than 5. I do know that. And I think where we run into the issue is that the game, to me, if it has been built that long, it has been built around PS4 and Xbox One X. So
I don't think it was. I think it was built on the PC for the longest time, and I think they just kept on adding to it and stuff. And then I think they really didn't have time. Well, I wouldn't say they didn't have time. I think they really didn't design it or develop it for current gen consoles. They was trying to push the envelope each and every part of the run, and I think they just haven't had. I think they just needed time for the PS4 and the Xbox version, but that's why it goes back to Halo and stuff like that. You want a Halo to come out. This would have been the same type of news if Halo Infinite came out. They would have had the same issue, and I think what it comes down to is like you could push these current gens to the best that they can. It's just the thing is that now I think developers need to start, jump into the next hardware. That's just kind of like my perspective and stuff. But I don't know. Hopefully they'll fix it, but it's going to take some time. I feel bad for people who bought it and stuff and have a terrible experience. I love the game and stuff. I think it's a great game, but yeah, I can see how intensive it is when graphics, and we don't even have the optimized version of our game. Ours is just like a standard version of what it's supposed to look like on the Xbox One and what the PS4 is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
So that's the part is kind of crazy to me. Ours is the current gen version, not the optimized version.
Yeah. Well, my experience with the game, I know you asked me earlier, so I guess I can talk about it now. I like the game. What is so surprising to me is how much detail and dialogue they put in the game. There was one mission where I think it was like the first one, excuse me, and I think I was talking for about like 20 to 30 minutes. And I was like, man, but it's amazing though, because the world's so huge and all these, these special areas and features that you can go into. It's like being in the real world, except you're in this futuristic wasteland. Well, I shouldn't say wasteland. You're like this futuristic, I don't know, cyberpunky Mad Max type of, I don't know what to compare it to. It's like it's
you can say Mad Max.
Yeah. Mad Max type of world.
It's so many movies like mixed up world and stuff.
Right. So you know what the world reminds me of? It's more online with Judge Dredd, because Judge Dredd had that type of gritty, futuristic. They're not in a wasteland, but they're in this, city where it's just kind of trash, and you have nice parts of it. It reminds me of Judge Dredd. So, but as far as my experience with the game, I have experienced a few bugs. So, when I was doing the training mode, and I would do one mission, and when the screen pop up, my character starts shifting and moving to the left. I'm like, man, what the heck is this? And he did it every time. It's like when the scene comes back on, and I'm ready to control the character, he starts moving, and I'm like, well, I said they'll fix this eventually, and I think there was at one point where I was trying to lift something and it wasn't in my hand, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, this would be expected because I hear so much about this game, but can you blame them? There's so much stuff in the game; it's ridiculous. Just what's up, man?
Yeah, no. I was just looking at the comments. Those people and stuff that comment about buying followers and stuff like that.
Yeah, some promoter got on here and
spam. That's spam. Yeah. So people need to disregard that stuff. So buying followers and stuff like that. Yeah. Sorry about that. People. It seemed like more spam on the Twitter side. I mean, not the Twitter, but the Twitch side.
Yeah, the Twitch
and stuff. So yeah. So
I mean, hey, everybody got to make money.
What'd you say?
I said, hey, everybody's trying to make money, right? But just by looking at that, you can't tell what that is.
That's definitely spam right there. And stuff. But going to someone Benham said something about the G7. Oh, I love it. Actually, I was before we started our podcast and stuff. I was playing it on the G7 right now and stuff. So I was just like I said, I love that monitor stuff. I know that Alien came out with their newest monitor, but that thing is too expensive. I think it's like a $1,200 monitor or $1,100 monitor
for a 26 inch or a 32. 27.
It's only a 27 inch.
Wow.
Yeah, it's 1,100. It does the same. It does. 7 does. The only difference is that the Alienware is an IPS monitor, and this one is a VA monitor. Okay. And it's like I like the VA monitor better because it gives better contrast and more better blacks. And this is just my opinion. I know the IPS monitor, I think those are great and stuff like that, but it just gives you that IPS glow, which I really don't like that much and stuff. So it get that those blacks are kind of like gray to me. That's just this is just my opinion. But when you're using it for like shooting games and stuff like that, yeah, I think those IPS monitors are better when it comes to that, and I think it's a little bit sharper. But no, like I said, I absolutely love my G7 monitor.
Well, the one I got is the same. It's a VA panel, but what I do like that they fixed about the VA panel is the color shifting. So you don't see that anymore in the VA panel, because IPS was supposed to be the master of getting rid of it and all that stuff. But I think a VA panel is just as good as well. As far as what I have here. Just I haven't had any issues. I like it. Now, this is my first curved monitor. I really didn't want a curved monitor for gaming, but it had a good deal because I got $300 off this monitor. This monitor was like almost $700, and I got it for like $360 on an Amazon deal. And I was like, man, I can't beat that.
No, you can't beat that. It says Samsung was a curve.
Yeah,
I felt the same way too, but once I got it in, I really, like I said, I don't notice it and stuff. It's not as curved that people are saying it's out to be it's like when you get in front of it, it's like it looks good to me. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. And I was a advocate about curved monitors and stuff. So I hated it, but once I got the monitor in here and stuff, I love it and stuff. I don't have no issues with it. I think it looks good and stuff, and definitely a keeper because I'll be the first person to return it if I didn't like it and stuff and pick something else up. And I just haven't found anything that I really like. And so Samsung was
what's good about it. See, I took a chance when I saw the specs. I was like, man, and I saw a bunch of YouTube videos, and they had some good reviews on it. But it's nothing like going to Micro Center and seeing it for yourself, and them allowing you to play on it. And it's like
that's how it was too, because everybody kept on ever, and I bought an LG monitor. I hated that monitor, and people was giving me so much crap because I did that review on it and stuff. Everybody was just saying, "Oh, this is how can you talk about LG? They're supposed to be the best professional." I was like, "No, that monitor sucked." I said, "I don't care what you can't tell me otherwise and stuff." And people were just like trying to change my opinion on it and stuff. I said, "Look, you can do whatever you want in your." My personal opinion of how I felt about the monitor. I was like, you're not putting money in my pocket. You're not going out there and buying the monitor. I paid it for my hard-earned money. And I did not like that monitor at all. Like I said, that's why I went with Samsung and stuff like that. And people are, I don't know where these LG fans are coming from and stuff, but it's just like, I didn't like it. I personally did not like the monitor and stuff like that. So it's nothing against the LG. That monitor itself, it just wasn't for me and stuff. It didn't fit the purpose that I wanted. And so, like I said, people want to buy that monitor, by all means, go ahead and buy that monitor.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it. I was actually surprised when Max told me that he didn't like the monitor and he started explaining it to me. Then he showed some of the stuff in his YouTube video, and make sure you guys check it out on his page. But I couldn't believe it because nobody ever really talks about it. You know?
Yeah, they don't talk about that stuff because what gets me frustrated about it is that they'll go ahead, people get review samples, and even though they're saying that it doesn't sway them from review. They don't, like I said, they go through a couple of test patterns. They go through a couple of games or whatever they need to do. Oh, it looks good to me and stuff, and then go ahead and put their review. But it's like me, I use it for work, and it was irritating. It was irritating me. It was when I was, because I do coding and stuff like that, and it's just like me when I'm looking at black, when I'm using when I'm coding and stuff like that, and I had to put it to a black screen. It's like I see those clouding effects on there, and it's making me. It's very irritating. And it's like it's hard to concentrate when I'm trying to come up with some stuff, and it's just like I just start to focus on that particular area of the monitor. That's why I was just like something else. So I switched it out with the same monitor, and I was still having the same issue. And I was like, okay, it's not just me. It's something wrong with this specific monitor itself with LG line. So I was just like, let me just go to the Samsung. I didn't have an issue with Samsung and stuff like that. I don't have no clouding effect like I had on the LG. It was just, I don't know. I guess I won the lottery and stuff like that. I haven't switched it, so that was good.
Yeah, well, you said a key word, right? You said a lot of people get those reviews, and sometimes those review models will not be the same representation of what's out there. That's number one.
Yeah.
And secondly, sometimes they're under a strict restriction on reviewing the monitor about if these YouTubers get them, they get the letter saying, hey, you can't say this, can't say that at that particular moment. Now, if they go out and buy their own unit, then that's totally different. Then they can say whatever they want. But I mean, that's money come out of their pocket, right? They get a free review. They can only say a certain amount of things. And then later on, 3 months down the line, they'll go actually buy it and give their true review. And a lot of people, they've already bought it since then, right? So I mean, that's kind of the game. Now, some companies want you to give you the, before it comes out, the true honest review on whatever product it is, and it helps them, go back and put things together. I think another good situation like that happened with Apple. With, I think it was their last gen MacBooks, iMac, whatever. Yeah, I don't know the models. You know that stuff. And Dave 2D did a review on the horrible thermal throttling that it had, and because how thin it was, and the i9s and all that stuff. And Apple took heed to that because he's such a popular YouTuber, and they went back and they worked on it before they released to the public. And I don't know, I don't follow Apple, so I didn't. But it was one of those things I watched.
What they did was they got rid of.
You said what? What did you say?
I said they got rid of Intel.
Well,
whatever the case on their newer models and stuff like that, it doesn't on their new chip. They don't have it's no heat and stuff like that. They clocked it, and I mean they scanned it, and it's no heat participating from the actual laptops and stuff. So you're gonna see new Apple line doesn't heat up like how they did when they had Intel based chips and stuff. And like I said, I've been talking bad about Intel for the longest time, but it just seemed like they overheat very, very, very often. I noticed that with even with my Mac right now that I have that has the Intel chip, that thing is hot and stuff. Even with my I have a laptop. I have another work laptop. That thing get hot, and they got an Intel CPU chip. And I just noticed that with them, it's just like they get so hot after a certain point in time. It's just like, yeah, I'm just like Apple made a good decision getting rid of Intel and stuff. So
yeah, so you never know what you're going to get though when they start doing their own stuff, like Samsung does their Exynos. Even though we don't get them here, we still get the Qualcomm for the phones. But they have their own thing, and it still doesn't beat the Qualcomm. But I hear that the chips are really good, but you don't know what you're going to get out of. You don't know if they're going to compete or compare to what everybody's standards is from what they're used to. So you don't know what's until you spend thousands of dollars and buy it and figure it out for yourself. So that's my only downfall about them making their own stuff.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to cut you off. The only thing that I was just so shocked about LG monitors is just like they supposed to make really good like OLED monitors, and even some of their LED lineups are supposed to be really good too. And it just, to me, it's just like I get that TV are different, but that technology they should be easily could get that implemented into their gaming monitors. That's where I was like a little thrown back when I got it, because I'm like saying to myself like, this is not the greatest picture I from LG. I know LG does better jobs than this, and that's why I was just kept on looking at it. I was like, it doesn't make any sense. And I get that people want to rip into me right now saying like, well, monitor for response time and and I get that, but it's like, you have LG have TVs that perform a lot better when it comes to, I'm talking about picture wise. I'm not talking about response time. I'm not talking about any of that. And I know that plays a part of it, but I'm talking about picture wise. They could do a lot better with the picture and stuff with those monitors than you forking over like $600-700 for those. $500. It's probably going for sale for now for like $300 now. But at the time that I bought it, it was going for like $500 or something like that. It's like you spending that amount of money for a monitor. It's like you're supposed to get a good picture out of it. I thought it would be a better picture. That's where I was coming from.
Yeah, that's shocking. That's why I said shocking with LG, because for a while LG was making screens for everybody. Everybody's wanting LG for their screens, especially the OLEDs. They were like the only one in the market for a nice period of time, and then Sony started making their own. I don't know.
No. They make LG pretty much for everyone, but the biggest difference is that is not just a screen, it's the actual processor that they use too. And it's just like LG processor is like they can make a good screen, but it's like the processor could just totally sucks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and that's why Sony always been better than them.
Yeah,
when it comes to their TVs, is because whatever chip that Sony use is just light years away, and LG focus on picture quality, but they have their hands in everything and stuff like that. And Sony just focused specifically on that and stuff like that. That's why I was like, to your point, LG should be better.
Yeah, what I will say though, the Sony chips, if you go in the Best Buy or one of those stores, their chips are so advanced that it kind of makes the LCD looks QLED. it's amazing what they can do to an LCD screen. And and they showed me, like the guy at Best Buy showed me. Of course, I had to do my own research, but at the time I didn't have my research ready, so he was kind of showing me all this stuff. And he had me go to the Samsung, and then he had me come back to, like, it was like a 75, 80 some inch Sony, and he was like, this is LCD, right? And I was like, man, this looks just as clear as the QLED. And he was like, that's my point. It's the processor, it's the processor. And I was like, all right, well, I said, and then it comes out at a cheaper price, so you can't beat it until you start getting into the top tier series with the OLEDs. They get pretty, the OLEDs, they get pretty expensive. But I will say they're doing a good job with those chips. I do appreciate, the direction that they're taking, instead of just making a decent screen and don't put nothing behind it as far as processing wise. That's just my thing. So I wanted to touch on a subject. I was telling Max I wanted to touch on this that I just told him about. It's this app that I use. It's called Parsec. And this is what I use. Well, I haven't used it yet. I've used it a couple times, but not in my streams. But I want to use this in my streams to play multiplayer with all of our old retro games. So instead of having a local play, we have to be in the same room and stuff. This is basically a PlayStation share play, but just on a whole nother level. It just makes it so much. So it's just amazing how they execute you playing games online. So and I'll read a couple of these things, right? So it says to connect you and your friends to the games you love anywhere on any screen. All you need is a PC, and a PC just has to be the host. You can play this on your phone, another computer browser, whatever the case may be, and hook up your controller and start playing the game. And I've done it. Second thing that's sweet about it: 60 FPS, and it has 4K. It lets you play all your games with any device, no lag, no latency, and it's true. It's amazing. You can play together. Play with your friends, and it just takes as much as sharing a link and somebody clicks into it. And when they join your PC to whatever game you're playing, if you have the game already on the screen on your PC, their controller over the internet automatically connects to it, and they can automatically start playing without any form of setup. Now, some old retro games, depending on what emulator you're using, you have to set the controller, but the host does that because the controller still connects to the PC, the host PC, and it recognizes as a second controller, but sometimes you have to do your key entries and match it. Let's see. Something new. Okay, and this. Okay, so I wanted to show you what it looks like. So here is if I wanted to start this, and I'm not going to do it now because it's going to show a bunch of my codes and stuff, but you can start this, and then you can go on your desktop and start whatever game that you want to play, whether it's 64, whether it's Sega Saturn, Super Nintendo, whatever game may be. And then you take the link that you get and send it to somebody's cell phone or email, and they just log into it, plug a controller, Bluetooth controller, or whatever device they have, and we can start playing games together like GoldenEye or Golden Axe or something of that nature. Or you can go in here and see people who are hosting games. And like somebody's playing Naruto right now, and there's 2 seats, so they're playing versus mode. Somebody's playing Xenoverse, so it's basically like you being at an arcade. Somebody put their quarter in, and you can play with them. And I love this thing. And somebody's playing Cuphead. Earlier, I saw a couple people playing what was it? Mortal Kombat. Somebody was playing Mortal Kombat 11, and they were looking for challengers and that stuff. And you can also save people as a friend. So I got a couple people here. You can do a friends list, and it's basically like having a console somewhat, but it's your computer and it's whatever game you load. You can do the same thing with a current gen game. If you take this and put a current gen game on here, and they recognize a second controller, and you guys can play it like you're at home together without them having, a PlayStation or Xbox. It just goes through the cloud and the internet. And another thing I do like about it is you can adjust your settings, right? Your full screen. You can go either DirectX or Vulkan or whatever the case may be. But where's the one where you can change here it is, where you can change the bandwidth, and the more bandwidth, the higher resolution, the higher frame rates you get. So I do love that. I do love the aspect of this. One day in one of my streams, I'll probably shoot out a message once I get this all together and stuff, and I'll just start playing with my audience if they want to get down on some Turtles in Times, or if I want to play with my friends, if they want to play on their phones and hook it up and play games with me together. We can get that old retro vibe going. Play Street Fighter 2 or something of that nature. So One day. I still gotta get that together. There's still things I gotta work on. You know, it might work out now because we're on break and stuff like that. So I may be able to set this thing up and play with some folks or one of my friends or something like that. But it's awesome. It's flawless. I've played it. There's the latency is amazing. Because there isn't any really. And I just like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Well,
check that out too. That seems.
what's that?
I said it sounds pretty neat.
Oh yeah, I love it, and like I told you earlier, a lot of the big YouTubers use it. Linus uses it for his office, for people can work from home. They remote use this as a remote play, and they can have access to all of their servers at their office, and it's like the latency is amazing. As far as, but when you get to rendering, that's always a little different because the whatever hardware you're using has to render the image, so the time may be a little different from that and back to them. But other than that, that program has been awesome, and I love it. Okay, I guess one of the little bit of topics we can touch on is PlayStation will notify you of accidentally playing a PS4 version of the game. What did you think of that?
No, I think it's good because I even on the I think Microsoft did the same thing too. But if you look at Xbox Series X, you can standard version or the optimized version because they have like an X and then an S and stuff like that. It's good that PlayStation is doing that too because I know when I was playing I was trying to figure out what game it was. It was Call of Duty. I didn't know which version I was playing because it's like you have to really click on it to see if you're playing the PS5 version or the PS4 version, and that's where it's kind of like it gets kind of frustrating because it's kind of like you thinking like, oh, I'm playing the PS5 version. And he's like, nope, you was playing on the PS4 version. It's just like those are the things that as a consumer it get kind of a little irritating and stuff like that. So that's where I was just like, huh. I said, I'm glad that Sony did implement something like that because they need to because people was getting confused.
Yeah, I mean, especially that whole confusion of when these consoles getting ready to come out, and you didn't know if you want to pre-order something, you didn't know which version of the game you should buy, right? For an example, the new 2K, people were buying the regular version thinking it's just going to be automatically updated to the new console version, unless you bought whatever edition it is. Same thing with Spider-Man. If people went out there and bought Miles Morales, and they was like, you know what, I already got it. I got a PS4. Nope. You need to have the ultimate version. So I mean, it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah.
So they should.
It's something simple that they could possibly they could. I don't know. Just didn't do the same thing for like just put PS5 on there on like kind of like the title screen and stuff, just to know if you're playing that version or you playing the PS4 version. That's where Sony. Like I said, I can see the confusion on that because I was confused at first when I was playing Call of Duty because I didn't know what version I was playing and stuff. So, like I said, I can see it getting frustrating with that.
Yeah. So we got about 5 minutes, Max. I guess one of the things I want to touch on is, we're heading at the end of the year, and as far as the whole content creation and your experience and what you want to do from starting new next year, you got any plans?
No, I'm just gonna keep putting out these videos like that. I like what I do on my channel, and I definitely appreciate people subscribing to my channel. Like I said, I'm so appreciative and stuff. I'm still new, and so I do see people blowing up with that matter of months. But for me, it's kind of like like I say, it's one of those slow rolls. It's definitely and stuff. So like I said, it's not easy. Yeah, I get it and stuff. But like I said, I like putting these videos out here. Continue doing that for next year and stuff, and hopefully people really enjoy my videos and just go from there. And then hopefully I'll get better equipment than my headphones and stuff. So it's like the first time that happened. So what about you, Mo?
Well, I got one quick question before we go to me. Doesn't YouTube have like a subscriber portion too if you ever get to that level where people pay a monthly fee and you give them extra content behind the scenes and all that stuff?
No, that's something like Patreon or something like that, which is not YouTube. So
Okay.
no, I don't know how YouTube does that. I know once you 1,000 subscribers, then that's where like the monetization is and stuff. But I mean, for right now, I'm still well under that $1,000. So excuse me, I'm well under that 1,000 subscribers. So it's just like I just gotta keep working at it and stuff. So I mean, so far, I mean, I'm happy. But it's not about the I think that's the kind of like the difference is. It's not for me. It's not about the whole monetization stuff, and it's like for me, it's just like I just like putting out content and stuff. I like what I do. I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun doing it and stuff. And I see people do it just to get money, and they get burnt out and stuff. For me, it's not about that. The reason why I got on YouTube and started doing my own channel is because I've been seeing a lot of reviews that people it just seemed like it's just it's like the reviews that I see on YouTube is almost there. It's nothing. I don't see differences, and it's just like when I buy the product, see those differences. It's kind of like, oh man, I didn't get that from the review that the person has. So I think it's kind of interesting. So I try to put a different perspective to it and stuff, and show what some of my issues that I run into. And of course, I get the pros and cons to it, but it just those are the things that I think consumers who buy things like a Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5, they'll like to see some of those hiccups and stuff like that. Like the PlayStation 5, I think it's a great concept, but one of the things that I get so irritated about it is I have an HD camera, and I was just and that's a funny thing you brought it up. I have an HD camera that I bought for the PlayStation 5. Only can use the camera for when I'm playing only can stream games when I'm playing PS5 games. I can't stream it when I play PS4 games. I don't know why Sony did that and stuff. Those are one of the things I get irritated about.
Is it USB?
And just like that's one example. The other example I have is like I don't know why Sony doesn't have Dolby Vision when it comes to their apps. It's everything is HDR, and it's the same thing for Xbox Series X. It's like we have this ultra, we got this 4K Blu-ray player and stuff like that. It doesn't play Dolby Vision for whatever reason. It's the same thing for the PlayStation 5. Those are the things I like to talk about, but you don't get other people talking about it. They're talking about, oh, it's so great because of this console. I bought this console because it's a gaming console. Yeah, I did too, but it's just the thing is that if you put it on there, why don't you have that feature and stuff? So those are like the small, minute things I like to talk about. And stuff,
all right. Well, for me, I want to get a little bit more into the YouTube for next year. I think starting next year, I want, our podcast, Max and I will probably reach out to more people so we can start having, more guest people, on here so we can kind of get their opinions and without always listening to us all the time. Our buddies in UK, Stubbs, he does it all the time, and, it's a really good show. Maybe Max and I reach out to him and get his opinion on how he, collabs with all these other podcasters and get people on his show. But I think that's the only thing that we're missing as far as this podcast is, having more features on here so we can get other people's opinion and reach out more and make friends and that type of stuff. So I think that'd be the biggest thing for us next year as far as the podcast. As far as my channel and stuff, I want to continue growing on Facebook. I do like the Facebook platform. But once I get big, I want to start utilizing the other two that I still have. I don't put much time and effort into them right now because I'm still trying to grow, but I have the access to it with the program that Max and I use as far as pushing the content out. But I want to continue to do what I do. I started making money off of Facebook. It's not much. I get a couple dollars here and there when I'm streaming. But my biggest goal is that I want to entertain people, and I'm having fun doing it, while I'm streaming. I can't be as animated as I want to be, like I see a lot of other streamers, because this setup here is next to my kids' room, so I can't really be loud. I can't do this. I can't do that. And then the wife and I are going to try to get our basement remodeled. So, until, but I don't want to move now. I didn't put holes in the walls behind me and stuff like that. So I kind of like where I'm at now. So one, depending on what I decide or what I do next year, we'll see what happens. I kind of like where I'm at up in the office, up here in the room. But you know, one day, I mean, I can always get on the stream. I mean, people do it for years. There's always going to be, and even with the YouTube stuff, there's always going to be upsides. There's going to be downfalls. There are going to be times you're not going to get that many views. There's going to be times you're going to get a ton of views. You know, so the biggest thing that Max and I got to do is just keep pushing out the content. Somebody will like it one day. I mean, that's just how I look at it.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. I mean, I really don't talk about it that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, it's a grind and stuff. And yeah, just got to keep doing what we're doing and stuff. So
yep. So, but other than that, that's the kid.
You probably hear my daughter in the background.
Daddy, get your butt in here.
Yeah, I gotta wrap this up in a minute. So,
well, we can wrap it up now, but that's my only plans. And until I get the supporter feature on my channel, where you guys subscribe and I give you more. I have a lot of ideas of what I want to give the people that directly subscribe to me as far as my supporters. So until I unlock that feature on Facebook, I'm gonna keep pushing out content. Sorry for my stream. What was it, Sunday? I had horrible hardware feedback, just like Max had today. So I had to cut the stream early. It wasn't as good, so I apologize for that. But other than that, that's all I have, man. But just keep pushing through and hopefully to continue to entertain and keep making this fun.
yeah, and subscribe to our channel we have and stuff, and hopefully you liked my videos. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you on the next one.
All right, see you guys later.
All right, take care. All right, I don't know why my headphones kept going. I don't know what it was.